Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada, and today we have finished pages for the month of June. Now, I'm doing this on the 29th, so I probably will, what is going on? Where's that? Okay. Sorry. I probably will do a couple more, but I'll just put them into next month's. So, I'm going to start with my Pinocchio poster, and my assignment was to do the fox. So I have colored in the fox, and his feet go over onto that side. So the only thing that is left on this quarter is right down here. We've got Pinocchio's hat, a bit of his hat, a bit of his hair, and a bit of his wooden head. So my assignment for next month is going to, and this is kind of going to be a difficult one to do because it's right in the middle of all the folds, but I'm going to color Pinocchio's hat. I'm going to color his hair, and I'm going to color his wooden head, and then since I will be using the brown for his face, I will color in his limbs and anywhere else where his wood is showing. Yeah, it's not showing anywhere except for his arms and his legs and his ankles. So the head will be completely done with the hat and his wood limbs. That's what I'm going to do next month's assignment, and then this quarter will be totally finished. And then after that we're going to move over to this quarter, which doesn't have much done on it. But wanted to show you where that was going and do it first to just get it out of the way here. Alright, so I do have a big pile and I don't want to rush this, so this is the time to pause and go get yourself your favorite drink and cuddle up nice and cozy, and here we go. So the first thing I did was a PDF. This is why on earth did my zoom change? What on earth? I don't understand that. It was close up a minute ago. Alright. This I got from Dover's newsletter. I don't know how often they send it out. Is it once a month or twice a month? Something like that. They don't do it every week. I think it's twice a month. And so I downloaded some pictures from Teresa Goodridge's country farm scenes. And this was the first one I did. And this was my very first Teresa Goodridge. I never really was into this kind of thing, but I've done some, like Rita Berman's pages and some other places too, that I like this, and I thought that I would just try some of the PDFs that Dover gives. Every month they've got a Teresa Goodridge one, so I check those and download any ones that I want to do. So this one is, I used my alcohol markers and some metallic marker for the steel bits here. So I did the Jeep green so that it would be like a John Deere tractor. Where I lived when I was a kid, there was a John Deere shop, I guess. And they had a great big parking lot that had all these tractors and stuff for sale. Alright, well, it was Color Questopia month in my coloring by number group. So I've got a lot of colored Questopias where I colored basically one page. I may have colored two, not sure. Excuse me. So, yeah, let's just go. So I did this one. Apparently, when I finished this, the last page, which was quite a while ago, January, oh my goodness, big stretch. I like this book too. I don't know why I've waited so long to do another picture in it. Apparently, when I finished this one, I pre-silver gel penned the mosaic tiles. So it was all filled in for me, and I colored it because I don't do that with the silver gel pen anymore. So this was a new book this month that I wanted to dive into right away. And this paper is really different. I've never come across paper quite like this. It's thick. It's, you know, very thick. But since the book is double-sided, I can't use alcohol markers, which unfortunately I think is probably would be the best medium to use on these pages, because I had some troubles finding something that would work. Usually in these double-sided books like this, or the Disney ones anyways, just use Crayola Super Tips. So I thought, well, let's try that. And I used this, well, I started with the Super Tips and I was going to do this page in Super Tips if they worked, but it ended up being a medium tester page. So I tried the Crayola Super Tips, and this paper, it's like it has Scotchgard on it, and the Super Tips are so juicy that there's, you know, liquid on the page, and it pooled, so there's all these little dots and lines and things where the ink would pool every time you lifted your pen off. So that wasn't going to work. So then I decided I would try my Tombos, which is my top, you know, brand, top of the line markers that I have, that I love, and I use them in my Disney books too, and other books. So I did that here, and there was a teensy-weensy little bit of pooling, but not a lot. So it turned out okay. I could use them in here, but I still didn't quite like the feel of them as I was doing it. So next I went and tried crayons, like real crayons. Hey, it's a kid's book. Let's try crayons. So I did, and it left like a texture on the when I was coloring. It was like the wax would build up in the crayon, and it left like a texture behind on it, so I definitely didn't like that. And finally I thought, well, let's try colored pencil. So I got out, I got my Arteza pencils this month, so I used them, and I did the purple on here, and it worked wonderfully. So I ended up doing my page in Arteza pencils, and I have not used I don't use pencil in any of my color by number books, but I guess that's what it's going to be for this one, because this turned out nice and bright and vivid. And usually when you do color by numbers in pencil, they fade. They're not as bright and vivid as markers, but that definitely is. So I will continue coloring in this with those, and I think I'll probably buy another book from this series. There's a good amount of them, but I do want the Bible Heroes one for sure, so I'll be purchasing that at some point in time. Okay, so you know what happened this month is that I've done a lot of Color Your Horde books, but I forgot to use the tag this month. I totally forgot all about it. I think I put the tag on a few, probably more at the beginning than at any other time during the month, so I feel bad about that because I would have liked to have tagged them. But I'll let you know if it's a Color Your Horde book. So the fairy tales book that we just looked at was, oh, and I should tell you who it's by. So it's Color by Numbers, Fairy Tales, and it's by Lizzie Doyle. Now this is a series of books called Just Add Color, and this one is Mid-Century Modern Animals, and it's by Jen, is her first name, Ski is her last name. Because if you say Jen Ski, it sounds like somebody's last name, so it's Jen Ski. And this was a Color Your Horde book, and it was also a Spin the Wheel book. And this is what I did. I did the first one. It's a book of patterns, so I figured I'll just start from the beginning. And I used alcohol markers on that. They're single-sided. So, oh yeah, okay, so I told you. And then I did some coloring in Erie's Travel Around the World festivals. And I did, which one of these is first? Okay. No, that's not there. Oh, here we go. So the book is divided up into months. So this is the, I think this was the first double spread. So there's 6 pages for each month. So I turned to the June pages, because there's thumbnails of the pictures in the table of contents, and the months are written in English. So I did this one, and it's really kind of a strange picture because I couldn't really tell a lot of what things are, and I don't know if we can when it's colored. But it appeared to be a lot of ancient, well, not ancient, sorry, a lot of like tribal, possibly warrior clothing. There's a hat with horns, some kind of epaulets that maybe go on your shoulders, and then this is some kind of stick, and we've got some arrows over here and sitting on a chest. So I don't know. I have no idea what the holidays or festivals are, because that's all in Japanese. So I did that, and I have so much fun coloring in this book. This page was done in Color Softs. Then I did a second one, and I started this one in a color and chat for the vlog number 5, if you want to see me working on that. So this one I used, what did I use this time? I used a different, I used Artezas. And so it's all Artezas except for the background. That is done, the blue and the green here is done in Neo 2s. So I really like how this one turned out. Only problem is that this is a cat, and I've turned him into either a mouse or a teddy bear. I don't think he looks like a cat anymore at all. So yeah, that is that book. You will see Erie pictures in probably all my monthly finished pages because I'm quite stuck on her. And then we see this every month because I'm trying to finish it up. And I did 3 pages this month, so not as many as last. Last month I did 4, but 3 is pretty good. So let's take a look at these pages. So I did this one, and I used my alcohol markers, stickles, and white gel pen on this. And then I did this as a color along with Shayna in Colorland. And we both ended up doing pink poodles. So I'm not quite happy with how this turned out. My bread looks like it hasn't been baked, and I did too much pastel. The hat here stands out, and I kind of wish I'd kept that kind of vibe going. But I used my same thing, alcohol markers, stickles, and white gel pen on that one. And then one closer to the back, I did this as a buddy color with Crafting with Christy, and I like how this one turned out. Again, I used pretty much the same thing. I used alcohol markers, I used white Decorez, I used stickles, and my clouds are outlined. The black is covered with pastel blue Sakura Decorez. And that is it. So I would like to put the call out there again, is that if you'd like to do a buddy color in this book with me this coming month in July, then I will gladly do one with you of the pages that I haven't done. You can pick the picture too. I'll just let you know. We'll just make sure it's one I haven't done. And then I got this back out. I put it away for a little while and I totally forgot about it, but I have been working on this ever since I bought it, which was in, I remember looking at this the other day, April of 2019. And I've been trying to do 2 pages a month, but of course that hasn't panned out, but I am getting near to the end. So I do have a Flying Colors book, which is from the Penny Press Creative Expression series as well. So that's the one I'll do when I'm finished this. So I did this one. I was just in an orange and purple mood that day. And I did this one. And for this one I randomly picked 5 Sharpie Bic, you know, the fine permanent markers. I picked 5 of those, and then I randomly picked 2 gel pens, and it was so cool because one of the permanent markers that I picked was orange, and one of the gel pens I picked was orange, and then one of my colors was this kind of blue turquoise, or no, sorry, was this, well, yes, I guess it's closer to the green. And then I picked kind of like a very light turquoisey green in my gel pen. So I'll see if I can make this sparkle. No, I can never make them sparkle. Well, I think it is sparkling a little bit, but yeah, my lighting's not right to do that, unfortunately. And then back to this one. I try to do a page out of this every month, and I did this as a color and chat as well on vlog number 5. This is the one I did. It's a street scene. It's kind of like one of those places that cars aren't allowed. It's just a walking thing, and these people are outdoor dining or drinking or whatever. It makes me think of a place in Europe. A street in Europe. And then so I used permanent markers for this as well, mostly the fine line, extra fines, but I also used the fines. And then I go around the edges with Sharpie or another thick black permanent marker. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this was a Spin the Wheel book and a Color Your Hoard. Looks like I've left my my blotter in there. So I couldn't pick a picture because I loved them all. So I said, oh well, I'll just do the first one. So that's what I did. And I really like how she came out too. I used my Shuttle Art alcohol markers for pretty much everything. And then I went over the nest with a Brute Fooner. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think they're called Brute Fooner pencils. So I kind of like went over it, made it look more sticky, sticksy, twiggy. There we go. More twiggy for the nest. And then I used some pastel, Jane Davenport pastel for her cheeks and for her eyeshadow. And I used a black fine liner for doing her eyelashes. And oh, I used the black fine liner in her eyebrows too to make them look more hairy, but just gently because of the blondness of them. So yeah, I really like how that one turned out. Okay, so I've got this back out again. This is the very first Mystery Colors magazine that I got. It's called Pets. I think I might have missed two. I know I missed the first one for sure. That's the one with the fish on it. Now, I think there might have been one between that Sea Life one and this one, Pets, but I'm not sure. I know somebody said that they were going to make back issues available, but they're not in the office right now because of COVID. So we'll have to wait. So I'm more than halfway through this one, so I'm working on finishing it. So this is where I started. I did, I guess that's a parakeet because there was already a parrot in the book. So I did the parakeet. So this is one of the reasons why I like the page not to have black on the backs of the pages, because I love seeing the reverse image on the back of the page, and it looks good. Seeing the two, it doesn't look bad. And then this one, I don't know what this is. I think it's a mink, or it could be an otter, but I don't think people have otters for pets. I'm pretty sure they do have, pretty sure that minks can be pets. So that's what I'm going for. Just a minute, I have a wire here that's just going to be in the way of everything. Put that there. And then I did this one. This is some kind of little lizard. And then I did this one. And this one turned out quite nice. Very colorful. Obviously that's some kind of a fish. I don't know if it's one of those great big goldfish or not. But anyways, it's a tropical fish. And that's all I did. So I have a bit, but if I sat down, I could finish this book. Maybe I'll try and do as many too. This is Garden Circles by Tabitha L. Barnett, and one of these pictures in here. Oh yeah, I did it in order. The first one in here is Color Your Board. So I used permanent markers for that. I really like how it turned out. These take a long time. It looks like it doesn't. It looks quite simple. It's just a mushroom repeating itself, going around with a few flowers and butterflies. So I thought it would be quick, but it took me a long time to do this. And same with the second one. So I really like how this one turned out. It was well worth the effort put into it. I think you can tell that they're trees with the leaves scattered all over the place. Okay. Okay, then I worked in my color by number for kids book, which I love. It's called Colorful Play, Volume 1, and I'm just a great big kid. I must be, because I just love working in this. And this is the one that I did. I had no idea what this was going to be until I got to like, yeah. Like, when I finished 4, when I kind of, I mean 5, when I kind of got here to 5, and then I had 6 and 7 in the eye left to do. So I did all this and I couldn't tell what it was. So that was fun. I really like this book. Then I did a page in Spring Season Color by Number by Sach and Sach Deva. This is the one I worked on. I think it turned out a little bit darker than I would have liked it. I think I picked my my gray and my brown were too dark. But this is the lightest gray that I have, and then I had to use a dark gray, which is definitely a lot darker. But there you go. And that is fun to do, and those take quite a while as well. Then I use this book to use up markers that are close to being finished. It's One Color Arts, Birds and Flowers by Sun Life. And I'm sure I did more than one in here, but we'll see. So we did this bird, I don't know what it is, a heron of some sort maybe. And then we did flowers, and that's all. I haven't even started the next one. So 2 in there. And then I did a picture in the Godzilla one. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this picture or not. It is a picture of 2 dinosaurs. This is the first one's head. And then this one's body is coming up here. And this is like his snout. And in the background there, I think that's a planet. So they're having a battle, these 2 giant monsters or dinosaurs or whatever they are. So I did that, and I have to tell you, the dots are my least favorite. I hate coloring in circles. Then I put some work into the mandala color by number by Sach and Sach Deva. These are a lot of fun to do, and I'm starting to get quite, I think I'm over halfway through this book now. So these are really nice. I love the colors used in this, and his mandalas are excellent. This one, I like that one. That's my favorite of them. So we did those 3. Then this was a Spin the Wheel book and a Color Your Horde book. Chibi Girls Horror by Jade Summer. I've had this for a long time and never colored in it because I kept hoping for a grayscale version. But at this point, I've given up. So, I used a lot of stuff on this. Obviously, alcohol marker. And then I used a couple of colors of stickles and some white gel pen. I used a glitter gel pen up there. I don't know if you can see any of the glitter on this page because it's really very glittery. And then the wings of this creature, she's got wings here. I guess she's the Grim Reaper. The flaps in here, I used some black sparkle nail polish that I have that doesn't really work anymore. It's a bit too goopy to use on your nails, but it's there too. So oh yeah, look, you can see the shine now. Yay! Oops, where'd it go? There you go. So it's really, really shiny, that page. So I have christened this book. Then I have Country Farm Scenes by Color Questopia. This is one of my favorites. I think I just did that one. Yeah. So I did this one, the barn house. It said neon green, so I've got neon green in it. And I don't have a lot of like real orange colors, so I used the neon up there too. I think it looks alright. Makes it bright. Then I worked in Sally Berry's flower mandalas, and the first page in here counts for Color Your Hoard. This book was sent to me for review. And I need to do some more in here because I just absolutely adored these. They're simple, but they're like very unique mandalas. So I did that one. So that's your Color Your Hoard page. And this one I really like. And then this one. Yeah, look, there's the next one. That's going to be fun. Yeah, I like that book. And then, oh my goodness, what have we got in here? What did I do? Okay. Did I do 2 pictures in here? Okay. I did a page out of Joanna Basford's Flourish. I added the shape in the background and did that with alcohol marker and stickles and a metallic gel pen, and the turtle is just done with permanent markers. I really like how I did his skin here. That really turned out nice. And then, oh yes, okay, so back in April, Tabitha Barnett gave out a set of 7, a little package of 7 mandalas to keep us busy during COVID. So I sat down to work on those. So I did all of these. That's that one. This one is my favorite. I love that. And this one. And I like this one too. It's one of her 3D ones. This one I'm not too thrilled with. I mean, it's the mandala itself that I'm not thrilled with. So, of course, I don't like the picture. And then this one, I always have a hard time working with dark colors, but I think this is okay except for the fact that it's dark. And then this one, I believe, is the last one. Yeah. Then I worked in Butterfly Color by Number by Sach and Sachdeva, and this qualifies for Color Your Hoard. So I started it and did a couple. So I did this one, and I did this one. So those are the first 2 in the book. I think that second one I did was this one. Then the next is both a Color Your Hoard book and a Spin the Wheel book. So, I have to tell you, I am really pleased with this. This is a book of pattern pages, and they're not stock images. The illustrators are listed at the front. So, this one right here, I started, okay, let me finish what I was saying. But I don't intend to do all the pages in here because they're, you know, it's a big thick book and I'm never going to color every single picture in here. So some of them aren't patterns like say this, and some of them just don't do anything for me. This one does. I love that. So I'm going to use alcohol markers in here and give up on the page that's behind it. So I started with this mandala. It's quite a intricate one that I really enjoyed doing. I picked out, and I did this randomly, if you can believe it. I picked out more than usual. Usually it's 5 and 2. I think I did 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I did 7 Sharpies and 2 glitter pens. And I got turquoise, different shades of turquoise, and I got different shades of green and a gold glitter gel pen, and it just all came together with the yellow. So it's green, blue, and yellow. It would look terrible if I'd gotten one color that didn't match in there. So since I used alcohol marker, the back of this page was all covered with this. So I'm really pleased with what I did with that page. So there was more than what you can see on this page to start with. I blacked out a good portion of it and just left a little bit behind. So my thought process was that it has gone through in a pattern, so why don't I use that bleed through as the coloring for this cat and black out everything else. But I decided to keep this butterfly, so it's got the bleed through coloring it, and these two flowers. And then I did the background with that black nail polish that I talked about. Just did little spots of that and of white. I think it's Posca. Yes, because I was using Posca to draw the lines back in of the flowers. So I had to add back the flower lines, the wings, and the dots. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that came out. I had an idea and it worked. So yes, that was a lot of fun. Oh, it's a set of books. I've got 4 of them, but there are a few more. It's called The Art of Mindfulness, and this one is called Restful and Balanced Coloring. Then I had me some Deborah Muller in Mermaid Nightmares. I did this one, and you see I used a lot of stickles this month because she's got stickles all over her, and I used gel pen for the bubbles in the background and glitter gel pen for her eyeshadow, Posca for that X on her eye. Yeah, so metallic for her hook and the blade. So I don't know if we're going to see any of the glitter that's on this page, or I don't know why I bother. My lights just don't work. Maybe if I go like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a waste of time trying to do that. Need to get some brighter lights. Okay, so then we have Fanciful Fox by Color Questopia. And I believe this was, no, it wasn't. So we did these 2 cute little guys. And I have given up using gel pens to do all the lines and stuff. This month what I did was I took a little extra care in trying to get my lines to show up without going into the space as much as I usually do. And then I just outlined in black the main objects, and I think it looks really nice. These look way nicer in alcohol marker than they did when I was using watercolor markers. But it could maybe just be because I was using that gel pen, and I don't really like how it looks. And when I use silver, I can't see what I'm doing because silver doesn't show up. So this is Love Treats by Sach and Sach Deva. And anytime I do pictures out of this, people are like, I need that book. So it's quite popular on Instagram. And I do believe I did more than one in here because these are quite simple to do. So I did this one, this coffee page. And I did this one, which I don't know what it represents. Talking on the phone. So those are the two I did in alcohol marker, of course. That's my main thing. Okay, so it looks like I did a bad fairy. And I did this one. I believe this one is a color and chat on one of my vlogs. Somebody had asked me to do this picture, so I did. So if there's any book that I have that you would like to see me work on a certain picture in one of my vlogs, I'll work on it on screen. So just let me know in the comments, or if there's any book that I have that you want me to work in, or if there's a particular book that you don't know what it's like, there's no flips on YouTube and not much information about it. If it's a book I'm interested in, I would purchase it and do it on screen for you. So I'm up for that as long as it's a book I'm interested in. So yeah, this turned out really well. I used my sparkle pops on that quite a bit, and of course alcohol markers. Boy, I can't believe I did that in June. That feels like months ago that I did that. Okay, another Tabitha Barnett. She is my newest favorite author. Curious Abodes. I adore this book with a passion. It is so cute. And this is a Color Your Hoard. So I did this boot, and I used my Color Soft pencils. And the background is chalk pastel. So I pretty much did straight coloring on this, except for the boot. I did a lot of blending on the boot, and there's a little bit of shading in the leaves on the top there. The rest of it's straight coloring. Oh, I used gold glitter for the windows, and it looks like I used, yeah, that's the little circles and stars that are on the top of the page was done with Sparkle Pop. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. That's some good pencil work for me. Another Color Questopia one. Remember, it was Color Questopia month in one of my groups. So this is Beautiful Ocean Under the Sea by Color Questopia, and this is another one of my favorites because I love sea life, and I think this turned out just adorable. I did this in the same method that I just explained. There's none of the lines are filled in except for around the fish. And I do believe that's the only one. Yeah. I think I only did one in every one of those. And then this was a labor of love. So this translated into English is my spring walk. So I thought I'd work in this one because I'm going to be switching over to the summer one, which is called my summer walk. And this is the spread I did, and I used my new Artezas that I bought this month to work on it. So I think it turned out pretty good. I think I did too much of the same, I don't know if it's called hue or if it's shade, but there's a lot of darkness, and the trees and these flowers don't stand out as much. I should have, well, I think I should have used the lighter gray on the mountains, and it would have worked. See, these stand out, but Yeah, or maybe I just should have picked different colors. I did the houses all different colors because I really like painted houses. Oh, they stand out too. Yeah, so this was done in Artezas, and I do not think I did anything. Oh, what did I do with the clouds? I can't tell what I did. Oh, you know what? I used a metallic marker to outline the clouds, which I had colored in a very pale gray. And I used a yellow Posca to go around the sun. So that's all I used except for the markers. And remember back when I told you I learned that how to color black hair with just a pencil and a blender pencil? I used that technique on the waterfall. So, you know, when you learn how to do something, you know, like hair, you can transfer that technique onto other items. Just like I learned how to color snake skin from Color with Claire. Well, I've used that on all sorts of things, not just snake skin. Okay, so this is one of my favorite books, Broken Circles by Tabitha L. Barnett, and I believe I do 2 of these a month. So here is the farm one, and did I do 2? Yeah. So this is a farm one. I used alcohol markers, and I made a bit of a mistake here, so there's the blue goes darker in this spot right here. And I used some glitter gel pens and some metallic gel pen and some light blue Decorez on that one. And then I immediately did this one afterwards. I love this one. So I did the same thing with the Decorez for the clouds. I used alcohol markers. I used white Posca to do the white spots to trace over the, no, I used Decorez to trace over these little fluff things floating in the sky. But I used the Posca to dot the butterfly wings. And then I got out some acrylic paint and I did the beards so that they look kind of fluffy and fuzzy. That's another, I learned that technique from Color with Claire, but it was, no, it wasn't. No, I learned that way back before that. And what was it for? I think somebody was doing bunny tails, little poofy bunny tail. And I use it on all sorts of things that are poofy and floofy. Mandalas for relaxation and meditation. This was a Color Your Hoard book and a Spin the Wheel book. And I did this one. And these are all, I only did the one. I pretty much think these are random. It's pretty much what I do when I have mandalas right now. I was working from color palettes. I just put one into Pinterest and come up with a color palette I liked and used that. But right now I've switched to picking 5 random permanent markers and then 2 random glitter gel pens. And that's how that one turned out. I really, really like it. I'm not sure if I would pick those. I certainly wouldn't have put the gray in there. So yeah. That was by Camellia Angel Cova. Then another Color Questopia. This one is called Giraffe. And I didn't put a sticky on the page, or I lost it. Yeah, this is the only one I did. And for this one, again, I didn't cover up the white lines at all, either inside or outside. I just went around him with a black Sharpie. And I think this is the first one I did it on. Really like how that turned out. So maybe I shouldn't have used neon orange. That neon orange seems to be turning up a little bit too much. Okay, so then I did A Day at the Circus by Sachin Sachdeva. What I actually was doing this month was I put every single Sachin Sachdeva book I had, put it in a pile, and I started from the top and I worked my way through it. I'm not quite finished, so we'll have some more, and I did add some books to that pile this month too. So A Day at the Circus by Sachin Sachdeva. I may have done 2 in here. So I did this one. I really like how this turned out. Just alcohol markers. It's really cute. Love that. And then I did this one. Same thing. Just alcohol markers. This one was really simple to do, but fun. There's a couple more in this series that I need to get. I think I want the pirate one. Okay, so this was a spin the wheel book, and it's a color your hoard book, and it is from the series Just Add Color, that the other book, the Mid-Century Modern Animals, same series, except this one is called Carnival, and it's by Sarah Walsh. And I did a picture it's not this picture, but it almost looks like it. There. A little bit different of a pose and facing the other direction. And I think oh no, it's not the first page. It took me a long time to pick a page to do out of here. So I felt this one wouldn't be too hard to do. So there is, it's done with alcohol markers, of course. I used Sparkle Pops on here. I used Wink of Stella all over here. It looks like there's a little bit of Posca. Yeah, and her whole face, the makeup and the drawings on her face there, that's all Sparkle Pop as well. So I really like this. I think maybe this is the best thing I colored this month. Just a few more. So this was this month's picture from the newsletter from Dragonheart Illustrated, I believe is her name. Yeah, it's right here, Dragonheart. Just all one word on Twitter. So this was the June page. Her theme this month, her theme this year for her newsletter freebies is fairy tales. So this one was quite easy to figure out what it was, and it's in case you don't know, it's Ariel from Little Mermaid, and I used my alcohol markers. I don't know if you can see the glitter, but I can, so I'm hoping you can. Also used Crazy Pops and Wink of Stella again on the background. Yeah. So I guess that's just, oh no, that's quite a few PDFs this month. I had the ones in the binder. Okay, so then this book is not a color by number book. It's called Butterflies by Sachin Sachdeva. This is a coloring book for adults, and I just absolutely adore this book. So this was Color Your Hoard. I don't know if I did 1 or 2 in here. Yes, I did this. Yeah, I think that's all I did. Yeah. So I used alcohol markers on that and didn't do any embellishing. So I thought it was just good the way it was, but I guess it could have. Maybe if I had done the sparkle, the stickles dots all over the green in the background, that might have made things pop. That's an idea for next time. So yeah, his butterfly books are just absolutely beautiful. Well, that one's more flowers, but yeah. And then we have Color Questopia Animals. This is one of their first ones, and this is one of their most intricate ones. And I did these, and I think this is just absolutely outstanding. The picture, never mind my coloring of it, But when my coloring of this picture, it just makes it, I mean, it's a gorgeous picture. Only thing is that I couldn't tell what they were when it wasn't colored. And as I colored these in, I thought that they were like, that they were going to be herons or something, because it's a long neck here, but his head is just bowed. I showed it to my sister when we were video chatting, and she said it's penguins. And I'm like, no, it isn't. So it ended up being penguins. And again, I didn't use gel pen on anything on here. I just used Sharpie, black Sharpie, to go around the outlines of the two penguins. Okay, still a few more, but not a lot. Maybe 5, I think, including this one. So Color Questopia, Beautiful Cities and Landmarks, and this was one of their first ones as well. So this is the one I did, and this was before I stopped outlining them. So this one is outlined in a pastel pink. Well, one place I would love to see that in real life. But I'm not ever going to Brazil, is that where it is? So, I can't see myself ever traveling outside of Canada. And then this was a Spin the Wheel and a Color Your Horde book. It's Kawaii Grayscale by Jade Summer. And I did my first picture out of here. Not there, where are we? Here we go. Yeah, I wish I had dulled her up a bit with glitter, but I just did a straightforward coloring on this. But I really do like the color of her skin and the orange dress. I did a bit of blending with the alcohol markers here, and I used my rose technique on these flowers, even though they're not roses. I suppose I could have done it to the leaves here too. That would have made them look like flowers. Yeah, so I like that. Oh, then I did one in Springlings by Edwina McNamee, and I think this was a Spin the Wheel book. And I did the very first page in here, and I used, I don't know if you can see the sparkle on the wing, but I used all the pastel shades from the Shuttle Arts, and there's a nice set of pastels there, and the bunny's wings are in stickles, and then I used metallic gold on the moon and the star. So 2 more left. This was Color Your Horde. Did my first page out of this. Lisa's Garden, Square Mandalas, Patterns and More by Belba Family. And where the heck is the one? Oh, I guess I did the first one. It feels like a page is coming out there. What is this? Oh, okay, this is this is the one I did. And when I work in a Belba Family book, I always, my first picture, instead of me just going in order, I randomly open up the book somewhere and do that one, because a lot of people put pictures up of these, and a lot of people do the first one, so I want to be surprised, so I always jump somewhere. So this is one I did. That turned out nice. I am going to try the circle method though, because I really like that. And this is my color palette. That's what it was. And the last book is another Deborah Muller. I always get a hankering for doing me some Muller every month. So this is Wicked, and this is a Color Your Horde book. A coloring book of witches, vampires, zombies, and monsters. And I did this one. So her hair I did in stripes. I did, I randomly did brown parts of her hair, and then I used a metallic blue marker to do the blue parts. I used Sparkle Pop for her makeup. I used some charcoal for her lashes here, and then I smudged it so that it looked like, you know, goth makeup. Yeah, and the rest of this here down here is either Sparkle Pops or just regular glitter pen, and I used a metallic gold marker for the stars. And that is my finished pages, and we just went over an hour. Oh, 13, 14, 15 seconds over. So I hope you enjoyed that and got some inspiration for yourself. And I believe I had a parcel delivered to me, and I really do think that it is my Romantic Country 3 from Japan. So I'm very excited to go have a look and see if it came. So if I did, I'll be logging into my vlog today. So in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep coloring. Bye-bye.